I didn't understand the customs. I didn't understand the sword. I only understood that if I didn't act now, she would die. Princess Alexa had been taken, ambushed by a rival faction, and dragged into the barren wastes of planet Rhythmer. We had traveled as a delegation, nothing more than an armed escort for diplomacy. But when the trap was sprung and the others hesitated, I didn't. I went into the shrine, and I took the sword. Not just any sword, either. The blade of 10,000 flames, forged in the first days of the Zorathi clans. Forged with blood and fire and bound by an oath that only one sworn to the clan may carry it in battle. They said even touching it unworthy would burn the soul. I didn't know that. I only knew Alexa was gone, and no one was going after her. So I did. I found her 2 days later, in a broken fortress swallowed by dust. Her arms were bound, her skin bruised, her crown shattered. But her eyes, those burning golden eyes, met mine as I cut down the last of her captors. "You," she gasped. "You came." I knelt, cutting her bonds. "You didn't think I would?" "I thought your people were bound by rules." I smiled. "I break a few." When we returned to the main camp, I expected a dozen punishments. For trespassing, for taking the sword, for killing without council permission. Instead, the entire clan knelt, and the High Elder stepped forward with a voice that echoed through the mountains. He who takes a clan's blade without bloodline must marry into the bloodline. By flame and oath, he is now bound to the princess. It took me hours to understand what they meant. It took even longer to realize they weren't joking. By claiming the sword to save her, I had accidentally performed the most sacred ritual of courtship in Zorathi culture, the fire claim. And now I had to marry the princess. The ceremony was scheduled for the next morning. I found Alexa in the garden, under twin suns, wearing a robe of obsidian silk. Her wounds had been treated, but her gaze remained fierce. "You could have died," she said before I spoke. "The sword kills those unworthy." "It didn't kill me." "No," she agreed, studying me. "It accepted you. That frightens the elders more than anything. Then they can take the sword back." She shook her head. "No, that's not how it works. You're bound now. To me, to the clan." I sat beside her. The garden was quiet, filled with crimson flowers that whispered in the wind. "This isn't what I planned," I said. She smirked. "You thought you'd save the princess and ride off alone? I thought I'd be court-martialed." She laughed, then turned serious. "You don't have to go through with it. You can leave Rhythmer. The clan will grumble, but I'll protect your name." I looked at her. "Do you want me to leave?" She hesitated. "I want someone who chooses me, not someone who's trapped by an ancient law." I reached into my pocket, pulled out the flame-scarred leather binding I'd worn around my wrist, burned when I first gripped the sword. I handed it to her. "I made the choice the moment I went after you. The sword, the law, the wedding, those came after, but I chose you." Her eyes softened. "You're not afraid?" she asked. "Terrified," I said, "but not of you." She smiled, and for the first time since we met, it wasn't the smile of royalty. It was hers, just Alexa. The ceremony took place at dawn. I stood in armor forged for the occasion, half human design, half Zorathi flameplate. The sword I'd claimed was strapped across my back, humming with a quiet heat I'd grown to accept. Alexa stood opposite me, draped in white flame silk. Her eyes met mine. No guards, no masks, just her. The High Elder raised a staff. "By blade and bond, by fire and blood," he intoned. "These two are joined." We stepped forward and pressed our foreheads together, a Zorathi symbol of unity. Her voice was soft against mine. "We do this together, no matter what." I nodded. Together. When the ritual flame was lit, it rose not red or gold, but blue, the sign of truth, of a match the ancestors themselves approved. The clan gasped. We said nothing. We already knew. That night, we stood on a high cliff beyond the fortress, looking out over the dunes that once separated us. "I always thought I'd marry for duty," she whispered. "Not because someone chose me without being told." "I didn't come to Rhythmer to fall in love," I said. but you're the best part of this war." She leaned her head on my shoulder. "You risked everything for me, and I will never forget it." The sword shimmered softly behind me. It was no longer a weapon. It was a witness of something neither of us expected, but both of us had chosen.